Hello, we have a short little clip for you today. We had a chance to talk with my farrier, Glenn Spradling, on some of the things that we look at and maybe do in preparation for these mares' 3-year-old year and going into the Futurity. So here's a little snip on everything Glenn and I got to talk about. Hey guys, today we're here with Glenn Spradling. He's my farrier. He's a major part of my team, and I'm so lucky to have him, and it's wonderful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So we're getting ready to shoe these guys. I've already shod JoJo. We've been shoeing JoJo since about the middle of the summer, and the reason we shoe them as 2-year-olds is when they're starting to want to stop. We're going to want to help protect them a little bit. So we start putting a slide plate on that back foot, right?
Right.
So I started her. She's a little bit further along than Rain was. I got her a little bit later in the year. Now Rain's starting to want to stop. So now this is her first set of shoes. So this is kind of a big day for Rain. We're super excited. So we are on a 5-week program.
Right.
Would you explain why we're on a 5-week program?
It started out as a personal preference for me because I started taking data over about 3 years of all of my customers that compete. And what I was finding out is about 83% of the horses that were going crippled or lame due to whatever kind of a performance lameness that was happening in the 5th to 6th week. So what we did is we reduced our shoeing cycle down to 5 weeks instead of extending it to 6. And we have a lot less crippled horses and a lot more competitive horses.
Perfect. Also, most of the horses in this barn just have back shoes. There's just the sliders only. Is there a specific reason why we do that?
The reason that I prefer that is because one of the biggest demons in the stopping horse business, whether it's cutters or whether it's reiners or whether it's cow horses, horses that run and primarily stop for a living, if they have front shoes on, you can cause a lot of trauma in the horse's foot when they go to pulling shoes, because these guys are still not very balanced. They don't really know where their front feet are in the beginning. So as they get more apt to where their feet are, we can go to shoeing them. But what we like to do is leave them off, because when they pull these shoes, they cause bursitis. And because navicular bursitis is one of the biggest demons besides suspensory problems, which can also be contributed to pulling shoes, without those shoes, we don't have near as many ailments. We don't have as near as many lame horses.
Perfect. All right, and again, with these 2-year-olds, I mean, we're setting up a foundation for what we're hoping is a lifelong of showing. And so, like the first one I think is kind of important. We're wanting to kind of teach and train the horse too, and just get him used to that experience. So that way they're good for you and good for other shoers down the road. I think that's super important.
I think,
100%. I've gotten a lot of horses in where we've had to kind of step back and go back through and work with these horses and get them where they stand good for you or other things. And so that's going to be one of the things we work on today with her, is making sure that she behaves the way we want her to, and so that way we're ready to rock and roll through her show career. What else are we going to do? Are you going to do anything special shoe-wise on this first set?
Not particularly. We usually start shoeing these guys, to roundabout give you an answer here, we start shoeing these guys when they start trying to stop. So depending on how they try to stop and how their conformation is usually if we make a change as far as scoot the shoe forward, use a bigger shoe. But on the babies, we start with baby sliders, normally a 3/4, and then you and I talk as a team, and when we need to make a change to help the horse or to help your style of riding, then we make that kind of a change at that time.
Perfect. Well, again, this is Glenn Spradling. Thank you so much
You're welcome so much.
for taking the time and talking with us today, and he's a great part of our team. I couldn't do it without him. We also couldn't do it with Equine Science, and make sure you check out everything Equine Science has to have at herbsforhorses.com.